Good day, friends. This is Mrs. Murphy with It's Time to Rhyme. This is Lesson 8, Spicing It Up. So in order to summarize what I want to say, I wrote this poem, Orchestrating. Since what we write is shortened speech, we search for words with greatest reach. Both rhythm and precision bring the notes which help our writing sing. So through composing, if you're wise, your phrases all can harmonize. So we want to make our words sing, and how do we do that? When you can, be specific. Instead of saying wants to go play ball, ride a bike, be more specific as far as what, if you can, be more specific as far as what you want your poem to say. Listen to the words. Choose words to follow the pattern established and to work with the sounds of your other words. See how they mesh together. Or, if you discover some truly inspiring words that don't fit in the pattern you've established, you might want to just change your pattern and come up with a new one. And consider your audience and the tone of your poem. So you don't want to use really technical terms or long, complicated words. If you're writing a story about a friend of yours, and if you're writing something humorous, you want to stay with language that is humorous as well. So make your words sing, because you could say he jumped on the bug. So jumped isn't a very exciting word, and bug is a very general term to refer to that thing that's sitting on the page. He pounced on the beetle. So pounced is a more interesting, more poetic word, and beetle is more specific. And they go together. He pounced on the beetle. I don't have trouble saying it. The words seem to be equal as far as their level of difficulty. He accosted the Peladnota punctata. I'm sure that is not how you say the name of that beetle, but that is what that beetle is called. But would you write that in a poem? I think not. I think I would stick with he pounced on the beetle, which again is an improvement from he jumped on the bug. I got more specific. Pounced is more vivid than jumped, but accosted and Peladnota punctata, that goes a little too far. Play with the sound. So there are many devices we can use to spruce up our poems, and I'm just going to talk about a few of them here, and you can look up more of them later on your own. Alliteration happens when we repeat the beginning consonant sound in words that are near or next to each other. Consonance is alliteration to some extent, so when we repeat the beginning consonant sound in words that are near or next to each other, and or when we repeat the same consonant sound within words that are near or next to each other. So not just at the beginning of the word, but in the middle of the word as well. If we have the same consonant sound, then that's consonance, where alliteration is just at the beginning of the words, the same consonant sounds. And if we have consonants, what else do we have? We have assonance, when we repeat the same vowel sounds in words near or next to each other. Of course, if we're going to repeat, we have a chance of repeating vowel sounds, we have a chance of repeating consonant sounds, and that makes sense. There would be terms for both of those. So, as an example, alliteration. Miss Thomas took her turkey to the vet. You hear a lot of the T sound there. Thomas took her turkey to the vet. Didn't even end with the T, but we have the T sound, so that would be alliteration. Consonants. Miss Tuttle took her turtle to the vet. So now we have the T sound not only at the beginning of the word, but in the middle of the word. Miss Tuttle took her turtle to the vet. And lastly, assonance. Miss Daisy laid her baby in the hay. Now we're playing with the vowel sounds. The A sound, Daisy laid her baby in the hay. So now it's a repetition of the vowel sounds. So you can play with any of those. It's a lot of, it makes the rhyming, not the rhyming, the sound of the words more interesting, and it's actually very fun to say as well. Fun to read, fun to say. Internal rhyme. So we know what the N rhymes are when we have words that sound the same. Well, where the N word rhymes with another word in the same line. So that's one way in which we can have internal rhyme, where the N word rhymes with another word within the same line. And then there's another way that we can have internal rhyme, where a word within one line rhymes with another word in the next line. I don't think that's done as frequently, but you'll see a lot in picture books, which is what I tend to write, where the N word rhymes with another word in the same line. And my friend Corey Rosen Schwartz was the one that actually got me really thinking about this. So internal rhyme, here's an example. My sister's complaining because it is raining. So we have complaining and raining rhyming in the same line. So that's one way to have internal rhyme. She wants to go out on her bike. Don't blame her. Her whining is draining, and so I decided. So now we have not only complaining and raining in that first sentence, but here we have draining that is rhyming with complaining as well as raining. But the two lines have words within them that rhyme, and that is an internal rhyme as well. In spite of the weather, I'd hike. My sister's complaining because it is raining. She wants to go out on her bike. Her whining is draining, and so I decided, in spite of the weather, I'd hike. So that was my little poem I wrote this morning for you. Your task, because this is actually the last lesson that I will be giving in this series, unless there are questions that come up and somebody wants some follow-up explanation. This is what I've given you as an introduction. So just as my videos have evolved, so will your writing the more that you do it. So I do recommend that you write and write. I started rhyming when I was 5 years old, and I'm just a little bit older than that right now. And I have been doing it for the entire time. I write to express my feelings. I write to entertain. I write to celebrate somebody's birthday. And you can use this for all of those purposes. So what is your task? Your task is to write. Get your pencil to your paper, take a walk, do some thinking. I always carry a little tiny notebook with me when I'm walking that I can take notes in. I have journals with me wherever I go, because if I don't write it down, I will lose it, as I've said in the past. So just write. Just write. And there will not be a next time unless you have some questions or suggestions as to how to further develop your writing and you want some help with that. But it has been a pleasure to be spending these moments with you on these last 8 videos that I've made. And good luck. I hope to see your writing out in print somewhere. Take care.